Power rule is one of the most efficient rule in calculus, making it one of the best. The power rule states that when finding the derivative of function where its input is raised to a power, the derivative of the function is power of the original function times the input to the original power minus 1. Now let me show you how this works. First, the derivative of a function is the slope of the tangent line at any given input within its domain. We locate 2 points on a graph, and decrease the distance between them, turning the secant line into a tangent line. It can be determined algebraically by taking the limit of the rate of change of the secant line connecting them. During the process of finding the derivative, we will eventually have to distribute the sum of x plus h to the nth power into polynomial form. From what we learned before, Pascal's triangle is useful in determining the coefficient of each monomial. When distributed, the polynomial always takes the form of one term decreasing its power while the other term increases its power. Back to Pascal's triangle, it may look like it in an additive order from top to bottom, but it's actually a pattern of combinations of possible lists of same monomial added together. Now let's look back at our limit. When distributed, our coefficient equals to NCR, where n represents the power of the function as well as the total options to choose from, and R represents the position of the term starting from 0. Now let's think ahead. The first term will subtract the last term that is identical to it. And then h can be factored out on the numerator and can divide by the h in the denominator, leaving every term after the first term of what's left each multiplying at least one h. We also know that in order to evaluate a limit as h approaches 0, all h's in the expression has to approach 0, making all the terms multiplying h approach 0 as well. Now all we have left is n, the power of the input in the original function, multiplying the input, x, to the power of the original power minus 1. Finally, you now know how the power rule works, or pretending you do, and if you wonder what happens if the input power has a coefficient in the function, or what happens when you have 2 powers added together, remember, common sense, and that's it for the power rule. See you next time. Or never.